Hello everyone, Impiator here. Welcome back to my newcomer's guide for Elden Ring. This is part 19. So in the last episode, we basically went through some of the lower Liurnia area items, starting at the Stillwater Cave, working our way to the Malefactor's Evergaol for a boss battle. We went through the Lakeside Crystal Cave, ended up meeting Latena afterwards at the Slumbering Wolf Shack. We completed a few things down here, including dealing with Raya and the Blackguard. So we bought the necklace up, took it back to Raya, and got the Volcano Manor invitation. And then we ended up at the village of the Albernax, where we killed the Omen Killer with the help of Nefeli. And then we, while we were there, we talked to an NPC who gave us a Haligtree medallion, or at least half of it. And we took that back to Latena. Unfortunately, doing that has also progressed another quest. And we're going to go ahead and head back to the Round Table Hold, where we're going to be dealing with an invasion. Yeah, we don't want to be grabbed by that. Lifesteal. He's one of the easier enemies, in my opinion, to parry. But we'll go ahead and kill him. Anyway, he also has gravity magic, and that will cause you to be kind of sucked towards him whenever he hits you with it. Otherwise, we're going to get the Clinging Bone. Now, it's worth mentioning, I turned it on because I have started the DLC, but whenever I initially launched the game, these two items were not turned on. Mark new items and show recent items tab. So make sure that those are on if you want them, because those were added in the patch right before the DLC actually launched. And in my opinion, it's crucial, especially as you start getting multiple items, to deal with item management so you know what items you just recently got and what they are. So in this case, we just got the Clinging Bone, which is a fist weapon, slash pierce. So steals HP. It's basically the item that was used against me. We also got the Ivory Sickle. This gives you a quick step ability, which is pretty nice for a dagger. Especially if you're going through swamps. You can be faster going through swamps. Otherwise, though, we're going to go talk to... Well, after we get the royal remains anyway. We're going to talk to Gideon about Ensha, which is the guy that we just killed.
But now, finished.
He doesn't seem to be bothered by it. He suggests you go talk to Latena, obviously. So apparently him and Latena were... Or I'm sorry, him and Ensha were the reason why Latena got attacked. Otherwise, we're going to come over here and we're going to talk to Roderica. Now, at this point, we have enough, I think, to level up the Lone Wolf Ashes summon to +4. So when we do that, that's actually going to progress her story. So if you talk to her again, she will have now the ability to talk.
I can understand. Master Hugh once again.
And you're going to get the curtsy gesture from her. Then we'll go talk to our buddy here, Master Hugh, about Roderica. And he'll mention how he's happy for her. So that'll progress their story. Next, we're going to head downstairs. We're going to talk to Nefeli. She has changed locations. She's not very happy right now. So we're going to go talk to her father, Gideon, again.
Well, indeed. So I had honestly a determined. I suspect a Dawson.
We're going to go talk to her again. She'll give us the full story.
Please, it's pathetic. So you might.
Let her know that you heard from Gideon.
I would have done, and yet I betrayed.
And then keep talking to her till she repeats herself.
Where is the Jew he once told he would never? Has he simply? No, how could I say? Father has, and now.
So what we're going to be tackling basically in this episode is more of the lower Liurnia stuff, though we are going to make our way along the west side. Eventually, though, the end result for this episode is to get to the 4 belfries, and we're going to activate a teleportal there to go to the Chapel of Anticipation, which is actually the first place that we started the game at the very beginning. So we're going to be getting a couple of items there, including an item that's required to progress Novelli's quest. In addition, we're going to be talking to Vare, and we're going there also to progress Vare's quest. So for starters, though, we're going to be coming over here, pick up an item here. We're going to be coming over here to pick up a memory stone. We're going to be coming over here to pick up another item, which is a smithing stone. Another smithing stone over here. And then we're going to go to the Church of Rose, or Rose Church, and we're going to meet Vare there, which will require us to start doing some invasions in order to progress his quest. We'll talk more about that when we get to that point, but otherwise let's head to the Folly on the Lake. So number 1 on the list is a little strange. You're basically going to be looking for these crystals, and there will be a path created by these crystals, which is right here. So when you go down this path, kind of take the right path. And this will put you out where we can find a scarab. Now, unfortunately, the architecture of this place, in comparison to the map, leaves something to be desired. Like, this little thing that we're standing on right here at the moment isn't at all on our map. So kind of irritating, but I use this kind of little boundary between the 2 map pieces in order to find it. Otherwise, though, we're going to be heading towards that tower over there, the Memory Stone Tower. So the Memory Stone Tower has a grace in front of it. In addition, we're not actually able to complete this memory tower, though we can still get the Memory Stone at the very top. Later we'll get a gesture that we have to use, and that will actually progress the tower itself and allow us to get the items that are in the tower. Otherwise, just come up along the side here, and there's a path leading up. And then over here we can jump on top. So I got a memory stone, always good for magic users. So I'm going to go ahead and mark this tower because we are going to be coming back here later. We'll do kind of a diamond symbol to indicate that it's valuable. And then we're going to head to the Y on the map. The Y is going to have a chair with a dead guy sitting in it. And this will give us another another smithing stone. We'll head to the Church of Rose here in a moment. We're going to head over here to the altar that's over here, pick up another smithing stone. So again, trying to make sure that you have plenty of smithing stones. They're one of the main things that as we are completing these areas, I'm trying to make sure that we pick them up. That way you can make sure that you get your upgrades where you want them to be. So don't worry, we'll get that item over there here in a moment. That's actually the Blood Flame Blade. For now, though, we're going to step inside the church. Pick up an item while we're in the church. Avoid the enemy right there. We don't need to fight him. Just head outside here and talk to Vari.
You claim what? My doubt.
Tell him they didn't seem right. That's actually in relation to the two fingers. Keep talking to him, and that will progress his quest. He's finally going to give you a festering bloody finger. With 5 of them.
And if it
He wants you to invade 3 times. So to do an invasion, you go over to multiplayer and you hit festering bloody finger. Now, we've collected a few of these already, but he's given you 5 of them at this point, so we have plenty to do invasions for now. But basically, you'll use one of these once an invasion is completed, and the invasion itself, you can basically win to get a rune arc. And that, of course, is going to be useful for powering up your, in this case, our stats, because we have that, that Godric Great Rune that we equipped previously. So you can use those, but they are very, very, very hard to come by in the game. So right now, for example, I think we have 2 or 3. Yeah, 2. So I would not use them, at least right now, unless you're planning on doing lots of invasions. Otherwise, though, the other problem is once you die while you're invading, wherever you started the invasion is where you're going to be teleported back to. However, you're going to drop your runes at wherever you were during the invasion. So that means if your invasion is in Caelid, for example, and you're standing right here, you're going to be brought back to here and have to go all the way to Caelid to go get back your runes. So I do not recommend doing invasions in general unless you are planning on basically, you know, using up all your runes beforehand. So we're going to go get this item that I missed over here. And then we're going to head north because we want to go to a... Hold on. We want to go to a place where we can spend our runes before we do that. So we're going to head over here. This is the temple quarter. And we're going to grab a grace. Then I'm going to go ahead and use up some souls or runes. And the grace is kind of on the northwest chunk. There it is. Alright, how many runes do we need? 10,893. Let's go ahead and pop one of the bigger runes. I like, by the way, now they do give you the amount of runes that you get from using these items. That's something else that I think was pretty recent in the patch. I don't think it was present during my initial episodes of this walkthrough. Anyway, we're going to use a couple of those. That'll get us up to the level that we need to be. So if I were to lose 337, no big deal. But I am going to go ahead and use the item. We're going to do both near and far. That'll make sure we get a invasion quickly. Otherwise, we're going to use the opportunity while we're waiting to basically go through the areas and pick up some more items. So kind of in the center of this area, there is a rimmed crystal bud. Then there's this tower that's kind of slanted. We have a hatchet here. This is actually an axe weapon. And then from here, we're going to head north. And get out to a point that I can check my map. There we go. So we're going to be heading here. We're going to be heading here. Along the right-hand side, there is also a path that goes to a dungeon. We're going to activate it. And then we're going to start heading north until we get to here, which is Tetsu's Rise. So, first things first, let's head to the island over here first. There's a scarab over here that we're going to kill. This one teleports, by the way, so I recommend getting behind it and doing something long range to it. It doesn't take much damage to kill. There we go. Alright, so the invasion is starting. One thing I want to warn you about is that the invasions, the way that they work is you're only going to invade when someone has asked for an invasion or whenever they are playing with one other person. So unfortunately, what that also means for us, let me get out of the stuff here. Let's see, is he nearby? I don't see him. Okay, good. So now that you've done that, Phantom Bloody Finger, you can use this in order to repeat an invasion on this location. So very nice if you are irritated by this enemy. Otherwise, though, if you see 3 people, I would exit. So the Host of Fingers was defeated. Looks like they tried to fight Commander Nile. You really shouldn't be trying to face that thing at this point in the game. Anyway, so we won that completely by chance because the guy ended up getting himself killed. But otherwise, that's going to be kind of the gist sometimes behind these situations. Other times you'll be ganked. There'll be 3 different people who are attacking you because sometimes you'll have an invader come in who's actually a friend and they will actually help you instead of attack you. And so you can basically gank other players if you want to, which is really unfair, but just the way that these games sometimes run. There are ways to do actual dueling. There's also ways to do like a group multiplayer as well at the Coliseum, but at least via normal invasions, this is what you've got. Anyway, we're going to go north over to the dragon. We're not going to face the dragon right now, but we're going to pick up some items behind him. He's got some dragon grease. He's got the academy glintstone key, and then we're going to run off behind him. So over here you can see that there is a path. We don't have, I don't think, any keys right now, but we can go ahead and mark this. This is a dungeon that we're going to be going to a little later. And there is a... Where is it? Oh, we're going to get to it in time. Invasion is starting. Alright, so now we have to go find Yuki. So we'll use our thing to find him on the location. Where is he? I don't see him moving. He must be kind of far away. Oh, there he is. So this guy has a whole lot of health. I think he's probably leveled himself up really hardcore for health and probably not prioritize much of anything else. Alright, that wasn't that bad of a fight. Clearly he's OP, though. The weapon he's got, too, is not something he's supposed to have, so he's probably a hacker. But that is sometimes the way it goes. So did this thing register? It didn't. Okay, so I'm glad I hadn't picked it up. So we got another grace here. So we've picked up the items here. We're going to be continuing to head north. And I'm going to go ahead and pop another to get our third invasion in, because we need to do 3 invasions. Hey, looks like we're about to already do an invasion. That's fast. If you find out you're being ganked, if you see 3 enemies in the game, then I would go ahead and leave the game. You have the ability to use your finger severer to exit out of the fight. And clearly he knows how to get to the boss quickly.
Hey! Hey!
And we're being ganked. So therein lies the problem with it. That guy was basically literally lying in wait to gank us. But that is multiplayer at its finest. Here I am, trying to be a friendly invader. Anyway, we're going to head back to the Scion Lake before we progress up north, because we've done our 3 required invasions. So we're going to head back to the Rose Church. Which is number 2 on our map, yeah.
You have a... I wish to a knight luminary... So,
So go ahead and talk to him. He's going to ask that you cover this Lord of Blood's favor in Maiden's Blood.
the blood of...
So he wants you to kill a woman, basically. We're not going to necessarily need to kill a woman to progress his quest, but the options for doing so are going to include Hyetta, so we can go and kill her. If Irina is still alive in your game, if you didn't progress her quest yet, then you can also kill her. There are a couple places we can go, though, where we can find people, women who are already dead. One of them is by going to the 4 belfries over here and taking one of them to the Chapel of Anticipation. And that's actually where we're going to be headed. And then the alternative is to head up here. This is near the Frenzied Flame Village, and there is a dead body there as well that we can take it as well. This is the Church of Inhibition. So beyond that, though, we're going to progress from here. We're going to keep heading north and go back to where we were. So we'll go back to the Crystalline Woods. And as we get kind of north of these woods, we're going to end up seeing a... what do you call it? Off to the right. I'm not going to go to that one yet because there are a bunch of these really high-level enemies over there. Otherwise, though, along the left-hand side, there's going to be a bunch of these balloons. So there's one. There's two. There's three. And I'm out. I'm gonna use the fire arrows, I guess. And I could have sworn there was a sixth one. Maybe that's the one that I shot in the last episode. I think I did shoot one in the last episode. Anyway, we're gonna come over here. There is a grace at Tetsu's Rise. This is the Sorcerer's Isle. So this place works just like Len's Rise. There are going to be 3 beasts that we need to locate and kill. 3 turtles. There's also this time around going to be enemies, however, around that will pop up. So go ahead and activate that. And then there's one kind of off the front. There's a little drop-off point down here. There it is. And actually, while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and craft myself some more arrows. Oh, I'm going to have to farm for some more beast stuff then. Well, we got a little bit. Alright, so there's another one that is behind and up a tree, so that's actually why I want the... Come on, stop locking onto them. We'll shoot that one. There's another one over here. And once you kill the last one, all the enemies will despawn. Alright, so what we're going to do now is head over to the road to the manor, and we're going to head south this time. Now, it's worth mentioning, there is actually a boss here in this, what do you call it, King's Realm Ruins. We're not actually going to be fighting it yet, but we probably will be in maybe the next episode. Anyway, we're going to be working our way down this path to the 4 belfries. Which is going to be what you got to require is climb that. And there's actually a grace south of this place too, so we're going to pick that up on our way and then turn back around. So this caravan, by the way, has the Carrion Knight Sword. We're going to go ahead and pick it up. Like before, we just need to knock over one of the giants and get the caravan to stop. And we'll pop in the back, pick it up, and then we're just going to run. So keep heading along this path. You don't need to pick up the items. We're going to be coming back through here in a minute. So over here we have a jellyfish shield and some blood grease. Keep going though, we're going to grab a grace off to the side here. Then we'll turn back around, we're going to head up the mountain and through the camp. You also head that route, but I want to get the items there in the camp. So quite a few enemies in this camp. There's also magic users in this camp. So I've got a rune arc. And there's some more kind of just random weapons, random items, I should say, out here as well. This magic user is irritating me, seriously, so we're going to go up and kill him first. Okay. Anyway, it should be pretty good at dealing with these guys now. They're not too bad. Otherwise, we're going to keep climbing up. Well, shoot. I got greedy. You know, while we're here, need more arrows anyway. Might as well kill them while we're here. Why you no drop bones? Look, that should do us good for now. Alright, let's try this again. Maybe be a little less greedy. Why are you so annoying? Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Come on, guys, learn your own magic. Stop using other people's. Okay, so now we got these chests open. Yeah, mostly just some random items. Smithing stones, though, are always good to have. A kind of beefy boy here. Hey, we got his armor. It's pretty nice armor, actually. Alright, so we've gotten everything, I think, that's over here. Let me double check real quick. I think I got everything. Yep. Alright, so let's go ahead and take the path. We're going to follow this up. There are some headless giants here, headless trolls. Just go around them, deal with them if you want, but you don't need to. Then we're going to be on this path. So at the very top, there is a race that we're going to pick up. And we're also going to grab a key. So there are statues in front of some of these that require special keys. They're not the standard stone sword keys that we've come to use up to this point. But there is one key basically lying here for us to pick up. And I'm going to recommend that we use it on this tower just down the hill. And this is going to take us to the Church of Anticipation, or Chapel, sorry, of Anticipation. You might remember this place. By the way, don't go back that way, you'll die. This is actually the beginning of the game. Now we get to come back through and hopefully wipe the floor with the boss that was here. This is the same enemy that we fought. He does that, roll underneath him is what I recommend, and then back off. Try not to get too greedy on your hits. There we go. You got the Grafted Scion, you'll get the weapons that you would have gotten if you completed this place at the beginning of the game. There are no other enemies here, by the way, so I don't know why I bothered doing that. But, whatever. So this place is going to allow us to satisfy 2 of the quest points. Nefeli's quest can be progressed by an item in here. We're going to come up here. Pick up the Storm Hawk King. We're going to give it to Nefeli. Over here we got a item. This is one of these Stormhawk Deans that we've run into, the enemies, so we can now summon them. And then in the actual church itself is the person we need to get the dried blood from. So what we're going to do now is we're going to head back to the church, the Rose Church, and then we're going to talk to and progress the quest line of Vare. And then we're going to head to the Round Table Hold, and we're going to talk to Nefeli so we can progress our quest.
You've complained with this a knight. Now, this no.
So talk to him, and he's going to stab your finger.
Oh, good heavens. Clench your teeth or something. Never forget, for it is what you have. Oh. A med with the power I've got, but you mustn't. The meeting must luminary. We must. One day, right, mine? One day, right, mine?
So wait until he finishes his dialogue. And the item that we have picked up is the Pureblood Knight's Medal. When you use this, it will cause you to teleport over to the area where Mog is. Mog is a very, very high level boss. I would not fight him until near the end of the game when you're probably close to, I don't know, 120, 130 would be a great place to start working on him. He's one of the hardest bosses in the game, though, and he's one of, I would say, 3 bosses in this game that I struggled with my first playthrough. So, anyway, we can use that, though he wants us to wait to progress his quest and get there naturally, but we're going to be using it probably eventually. Otherwise, though, we're going to go ahead and travel back to the Table of Lost Grace. And we're going to go talk to Nefeli in order to progress her quest line.
How could his father has and now? Is that I can smell my thanks. I don't feel still. It reminds, thank you. And it reminds me of...
So it'll be a little while before we get to progress her quest. Her quest actually ties into Kenneth Height's quest. So with that, that's going to wrap out this episode. In the next episode, we're going to be tackling a few more things over here. Along the left, we're going to face off against another tree avatar. We're going to head north. We're going to go through a few areas here. We're actually also going to finish off Edgar's quest because there's going to be an invasion with Edgar. And then we're going to probably go over and... I think we're going to go ahead and kill the Knights Cavalry over here. And then we're probably going to go into this place. And there's also another place off to the right-hand side here, up here. These have a lot of smithing stones in them that we can get for leveling up our gear. So there are 2 crystal caves here that we're going to be basically tackling as well, I think. But with that, that's going to be it. Thank you everybody for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.